Welcome back to the Complete Story Series. This is where we take your favorite stories, trade paperbacks, and single issues, and we break them down into the most epic recap of the events of the story that we can possibly bring you. All alterations to the panel text and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Now it's time for us to finish Planet Hulk with the grand finale. Following this storyline, it goes into the World War Hulk video, and I will give you that link down below if you didn't watch it when we first made it. But it's time for us to wrap things up. When we last left off, the Hulk had been sent to a planet due to a mistake by his friends. When he landed, he managed to become known as the Chosen One, and he defeated the Red King, becoming the new king of this planet. He is King Hulk. And after finally defeating the Red King, hours pass as the Hulk sits on the throne as the Spike Fathers latch onto him. They are sucking him dry. Kira tells him that it's been 7 hours, even he can't take, but the Hulk stops her, telling her, "I'm the Hulk. I can take anything." Ugh! As he groans, Kira watches as the Hulk's hand starts to change into a human's hand. Bruce Banner is finally there, and he says that so long as they feed on him, no one has to die. The Spike Fathers release themselves, giving their thanks, and they float off through the window. Bruce gets back up and he takes off his cloak and he reverts back to the Hulk, and he asks, "How about we get some breakfast?" Down in the city, Meek and Elo chase down a group of Imperial loyalists as they run back into their temple. As Elo kills one of them, one of the loyalists inside begs for her to spare them. She shouts, why should she? They supported the Red King while he, and the woman then asks if that's Elo, and Elo asks if that's her mother. Meek runs in shouting, "Kill them all!" And as he swings at her mother, Elo stops him, telling him to wait! That's her mother. Meek tells her it doesn't matter! She helped the Emperor! One of the Hive brothers grabs Elo's mother, saying that it doesn't matter, they're killing her. Elo swings his sword back, cutting the Hive brother's face, and Meek points his spear, shouting, "Pinkies!" Elo shouts back, "Bugs!" And the Hulk crashes through the wall, calling them both punks. He separates the two of them and they continue shouting back and forth, and the Hulk tells them, "Fine, you want to argue? You can settle things in the great arena." As Meek's brothers and Elo's rebels face off in the arena, Korg tells them that this is their last chance to drop their weapons. As neither answers, Korg says, "So be it." And the bell for the fight is rung. Both Meek and Elo charge at each other, but neither is attempting to really fight. Hulk slams his fist on the ground, shouting for them to hurry up and fight! 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 He runs in, knocking Elo and Meek away, telling them, "If you don't want to fight, go ahead and fight me or die." Both groups start stabbing into the Hulk, and he continues to shout, "Come on!" As the last spear is thrown into him, he tells them, "This fight is over. We are all war-bound now, so embrace your brothers or I will kill you myself." The next day, the Shadow Elders come to the palace to re-establish their Shadow Pact with the new king. They give Hulk an offer. So long as he guarantees their ancient land rights, they will pledge their support to him in the time of war, and provide him with a Shadow Guard. Kira, the Old Strong, was the Emperor's guard, and Hulk stops them, telling them, "I don't need a Shadow Guard. I want a queen." He holds out his hand to Kira, and she takes it. As the two walk off, Korg says that he believes that they have themselves a treaty. After a short moment of preparation, Hulk returns to his chambers, and Kira sits kneeling before a blue flame. She tells him that she is a shadow, and for their marriage to be true, they must complete the shadow ceremony. So will he kneel with her as she kneels with him? Hulk kneels, stating, "I will." And then Kira takes his hand over the blue flame, asking if he will burn with her, as she burns with him. And the Hulk says, "I will." Kira then asks, will he bear his body and soul with her, as she bears it with him, and the Hulk remains silent. She tells him that she must know him, all of him, so please show her. He looks at her and tells her, "All right." His body begins to revert, and seconds later, Bruce is there and he tells her that his name is Bruce. And she asks, so the Hulk let him out so that she can see all of him. Kira stands for a moment and then she kisses Bruce, and as Bruce reaches back, his hand begins to change back into the Hulk. Meanwhile, over in the Science Hall, Meek and the Nameless Brood walk through the Science Hall as Meek says how the Pinkies will get their queen. But the Hulk is forgetting about them, forgetting about their dying queen, forgetting what he's made for, being angry, smashing, and revenge. The Nameless Brood says that maybe it is time for forgetting. Now come so that they can be alone in the dark. As Meek grabs onto the Nameless Brood's hand, he hits a button, and the room lights up, and the video of Reed telling Bruce that he's sorry starts to play. Meek watches and says, "Ah, this will make the Hulk remember his anger." With the reforming of the government, he spends the evening sleeping with his new queen, and as he lays, he hears Meek's voice call out to him that he has something to show him. Hulk hurries over to the Science Hall telling Meek, "This better be good, whatever it is." And as the recording from Hulk's ship plays, Meek says that it's the recording that he brought. His name is Bruce, right? Hulk watches and listens, and then he says, "They tried to kill me." He smashes the screen and he looks back at the researchers. He doesn't say a word, and he leaves. A few moments later, Kira begins to wake up asking what's going on, and then she notices the Hulk carrying her as he leaps from the palace. When they land, Kira looks around and says that this is the steps. Why bring her here? Hulk tells her that she once said that this is a place of peace, that if he were to come here, he would never have to fight again, so maybe they should just go. She kisses him, telling him that she will go wherever he wishes, but he does not need to fear himself. They fought for this land, bled for this land, and now look what's been brought to them. Kira goes on saying that he doesn't need to run away because this is where he belongs, with his people, with his queen, and his children. She moves his hand to her stomach and his eyes widen. Later in the Trader District that was destroyed by the Red King's rampage, the loud booms can be heard, stopping everyone around. Everyone rushes over to see what's going on, and Meek flies in asking, "What are you doing?" Hulk tells him, "War is over. Now we make peace. However, the Red King's enemies still surround us. So I will have Jerome and Korg go to the Phillians to negotiate a treaty. Archie will go to the Twisted Wood to speak with the Wild Bots." Oh, frats. Hulk then points to Meek and Ello, telling them that they will help him with the spikes, but first they have some cleaning to do. After they begin to clean the district, Hulk and the others head over to the spikes to help pull their ship out of the ground. As all of the spikes begin to board their ship, he asks, "What are they saying?" And Meek says that he's chemming with the big spike, but they're not saying anything. He's just happy to return to the stars. Once everyone is ready, the two ships fly into space, but before letting the spikes go, Hulk stops by the shattered moon to help with the captive spikes. He jumps out of the ship to open up the sealed hulls, and as the spores return to the fathers, Elo says that she can feel it. It's like a million voices all going home. As the spores leave, Elo sees Hulk burning and asks what he's doing. Meek tells her that he's going home too, he's just taking the fast way. As Hulk falls back to the planet, Kira runs out to see what's going on, and Korg says something fell, but he can't tell what it is. Jerome tells him it's alright, and in fact, it's perfect. Back in the city, everyone can feel the voices from those lost by the spores, hearing the voices telling everyone goodbye. As the Hulk returns, everyone cheers for the Green King. So much so that even the children have built a statue of Hulk for when he first landed on the planet. He looks around and he asks, "What is all of this?" And Kira just tells him to smile. Behold and smile. She says it's time for them to just live. And just then a beeping sound can be heard from the ship. The recording of Reed begins to play, and the message, "Warning, warp core compromise," begins to play. Hulk runs to the ship telling everyone to run away, and he rips it out of the ground. He throws the ship as hard as he can into the sky, and he tells everyone to get down. A second later, the ship creates a massive explosion. As the blast hits the ground, the Hulk shields Kira, but she tells him not to worry. She will never leave him. Everyone who's away from the city can see and feel the explosion as it rips through the ground, along the pathway to the Phillians. Korg asks what just happened, and he turns back and says, it was the humans. Their shuttle exploded. The ground beneath them begins to crack, and lava shoots out of the ground, burning everyone. As Jerome tries to save the people, Korg says his face turned to stone. Jerome quietly says that the Shadow Elders are dead. The strength of the Old Strong has been passed down to him. But it's too late. The humans have killed them. They have killed their whole world. As the ground burned, Meek flies overhead to the Shadow Starship, and he tells everyone to grab a line. Korg grabs one and he tells Jerome to take his hand, but as Jerome just looks up, he stares. Korg tells him that they are warbound to the end, so either he takes his hand, or he will come down into the magma and get him! Jerome takes Korg's hand, and as they lift, the ground breaks apart, covering the entire area in lava. Back at the center of the explosion, Hulk tells himself that the people said that he was the Sakarsan, but he was the world breaker all along. He just didn't know that they were too. The stupid humans with their stupid shuttle. They can't do anything right. He picks up Kira's body, and he thinks about how he wishes that he could just die, burn away into nothing. But now, the bomb has made him stronger. Soon, Kira's body turns to ash from the heat, and he slams his fist into the ground, ripping a giant piece of the earth apart, throwing and shouting, "Give them back!" The smoke begins to fade, and the Hulk falls to his knees, asking for them to give her back. He looks up, and he sees the Shadow Starship. The starship lands, and from the hatch, Jerome, Korg, Meek, Elo, and the Nameless Brood come out. He tells them to leave him alone, and Jerome says that they are warbound to the end. Hulk sighs, stating that this is the end. Nothing left to save, nothing left to smash. Elo tells him, perhaps not here, but the robot has a map of the whole universe. The Nameless Brood says that she is sure that he can figure out some place that he'd like to go. And so with the remaining Sakarans, Hulk and the others worked, forged, and completed. Now with the tools that they need, it is time for Hulk to set a course for Earth. This is how Planet Hulk resolved. And next is World War Hulk. But I want to know in the comments down below, we've been doing some revamped versions of our older videos, the ones that we started the channel with, because we do have a completely different style at this point. I'd like to say that we show much more emotion and we have much more expression in the current videos, and we do dive a little bit deeper. Do you want us to do a redo on World War Hulk? A complete revamping of the story, showing the sides of the story that we did not tell in the original telling? Let me know in the comments down below. Or would you rather us move to the After Smash? Or perhaps you're tired of this story and you want us to do Red Hulk? The direction that we take will be decided by you, and we will see you again the week after the Spider-Man movie comes out. Don't forget to subscribe to Comicstorian to see the next part of this story or the next Hulk story, and I can chat with you on Twitter and Instagram. I'll see you next time, right here.